Here we go. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Priscilla and I am going to show you how I take my aesthetic math notes on OneNote. So without further ado, let's start with the video. After you open the OneNote app, you should be able to open a new notebook, and from here you can name your notebook whatever you want. For me, I chose mathematics, as you can see on the screen. The first way to have an aesthetic math note is by color coding the sections. You can do this by right-clicking on the section and you can find the option section color, and from there you can choose whatever color you like. For example, I chose green because why not? Green is a nice color. And to make it even more aesthetically pleasing, you should choose only one color and keep it monotone within that range, so like maybe different shades of green. The second step to keep your notes consistent is by setting a default template. Click on the Insert toolbar and click on Page Template. From the side box, you can see that there are many different options of templates. For example, academic templates, blank templates, business templates, decorative, or even planner templates. However, I prefer creating my own template. I make my own template by first adjusting the paper size to A4, and from there on, you can see print margins, and you can customize the margins. For example, I like to use 1 cm for all. When you are done, remember to click on Save Current Page as Template and name it as your default page size. Next, you can also customize the paper by adding grids or lines, or even page color. For example, if you want a blue page or a yellow page. The third step is to use different fonts and sizes, but you don't want to overdo this or it will look very messy. I usually stick to just 2 fonts and maybe 3 different sizes. For the title font, I like to use the font Forte and choose a bigger size. For example, in here I use 24. I like to start my notes by listing down the overview of that chapter first. So for my first subtopic, and second subtopic, and third subtopic, and so on. I use the font bunch script for the title of the subtopics and a bigger font 16. The fourth step is to utilize tags and bullets. The purpose of tags and bullets is to make your notes more organized. You can find tags in the Home button. I like to use the question mark tag for definition. You can also use bold and italics to highlight the key point of your sentence. I like to use the to-do tags to insert my learning objectives because it provides an overview of what you should learn in that subtopic. The last step is to make the process of taking your notes more convenient for you. If you click on the View toolbox, you can find the option New Doc Window. Doc windows allow you to anchor your OneNote window to the side of your desktop while also opening other programs, for example, your lecture notes or your ebooks on the side, while not disturbing the placement of your OneNote window. To insert math equations, click on the Insert toolbox and choose Equation. And in Equation, you can find Insert New Equation. There you can find different designs of equation, for example, fraction, script, radical, integral, and much more. Now, what happens when there is not enough space in your note? You can simply click on the Add Page button that is on the right side of your screen to add a second page to that section. Go back to Page Templates and you can click on the default template that you have saved earlier. Here I am completing the rest of my notes. When you are done with completing your notes, you can choose to save as in your device, or you can also choose to print it out, which is what I usually do. Before printing it out, you can always choose to preview what you are printing so that you can take note of the margins and sizes if there are any that needs to be adjusted. This is what my completed note looks like, and this is after I printed it out.
And that is all for this